I decided I better give this thing a little rundown with the buffer. So I'm going to show you guys the process of what I did. The reason that this has any orange peel in it, we'll go look at something that I painted with base coat versus the single stage urethane. I put this on way too early, and what happened is the clear started to soak into the base and made it really hard to get a coat of the first coat of clear on. And then after that I put on the second coat and it started to melt down and look smoother. But when it does that, it brings in some nice orange peel. All right, for you guys who think that I just don't know what the hell I'm doing, here is something that I painted straight off the gun. This has never been sanded, nothing. Okay, this was sanded with 220, prepped with 220, just shot it with the minigun, and it's like a mirror. There's no orange peel in that. It is super shiny, and it didn't dye back at all, nothing. So you can do it if you do things right. I just went too early. Again, I didn't wait for this to dry long enough when I shot the clear over it. I've done tons of two-stage over single-stage urethane. I literally have hundreds of gallons of single-stage urethane. I just didn't have this color. That's why I used the Kirker brand, because I needed like a gold, and I didn't have anything gold. All I have is like, I got blues, I got silvers, I've got all kinds of stuff, but I don't have any gold. A lot of cars you've seen on my channel, I have actually painted over single-stage urethane, including this dirty beetle and this dirty beetle here, a bunch of other. Does it look better when I clean the lens? There we go. The other one. And on this fender right here, I painted and blended clear coat and buffed out over it. And it's been, obviously, this is in the sun right now. This nose gets sun all the time. And there's no blend mark or halo or anything like that. This bus was single-stage urethane. Been quite a few years. I'm going to repaint it pretty soon. This one here was single-stage urethane on the top with clear over it, and the bottom was base coat. So just I didn't have the color. That's the reason I do that. And this one I just made a mistake. Went too early with the clear. Never used the product, so I didn't really know. So anyway, I'm not going to try and sand out every bit of the orange peel in this. These trucks originally had orange peel, but I don't like it to look, it's kind of a little dryish to me. So I just wanted to get it a little bit better, more like an original paint job. And that's as far as I'm going with it. But I'm not doing the roof. The roof's too high. Can't see it. I'm just going to run the sides down to the body line. Just knock off some of that orange peel. Just get it down. Just get it down a little bit. And then we'll buff it. Let's see how this turns out and looks. And it'll probably look better than we might think. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started, because I'm getting those comments already. You know, I love those comments. The guys, oh, you don't know what you're doing. You never. It's like, okay, all right, cool. All right, yeah, good for you. All right, so anyway, what I'm doing is I'm doing a 3-step on this because I want to go fast. I don't want to spend a lot of time color sanding. So I'm doing 1500, which is 2 course. You'll get sand swirl marks in it and everything else. You got to finish with about 3000 to not get anything, and so we're going to do that. So we're going to run 1500 just real fast. I'll give you an example of that. And what that does is when you're trying to cut through the original, the first part of the clear, it's a little hard to do. So if you use a little bit coarser grit, you know, if you want to go coarser than that, you might try it. Just do a very little though, because you don't want to cut in too far and take too much clear off. And if you do that, you better make sure you got 4 coats, 3 coats of clear on there, and otherwise you're gonna take off too much and it's just not gonna last. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and example that right here. Now we're going to go to 2000 grit. We'll put that on our wet paper. I'll use a little bit of water. I'm just going with what I just rinsed this off. Make sure you rinse the car off really good and get all the dust off of it before you start color sanding. And I'm just going to add, this is just water in here. I'll just go ahead and throw a little bit more on there. You can add a little bit of soap to it. Some guys do that, it just depends. We're going to go to 3000 grit. They have these on Amazon. Maybe I'll put a link in the description. These little sets of sandpaper. If you use 3M, I've heard that you can just hand sand it with 1500 and that's all you need. But with these other ones, cheaper paper, the cut's not as even and you'll get little swirlies in it. But if you go to 3000 with the DA, you know, my hands just don't want to do the other thing. Usually you're fine. And some guys will go to 5,000, and these kits come up to 5,000 if you want to do that. So if you're looking for that ultra smooth, perfect finish, then you can go to 5,000 and you can get that what you want. All right, just for poops and giggles, I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of the color sanding off camera. I don't think you guys need to see me sand the whole thing, but I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to buff this area, and all you guys that tell, oh, it's going to halo, you're going to get blended. I blended right there and blended with a clear coat, okay? And people, oh, it'll halo in a year, it'll halo in 5 years. Listen, that car that I showed you, the green one, I painted that almost 10 years ago and there's no halo. So, okay, if you want to say there is, go ahead. It's something somebody else is doing different, because what I'm doing works perfectly. So anyway, let's take a look. All right, you skeptics, let's take a look. No blend mark. Well, you can see, a thing I can see, of course, is because I'm critical about my own, is I can actually see my blend a little bit, because this has a lot more model than that over there, because again, I went over the single stage too early and it started to melt in and it made the color smear a little bit. So there are some flaws in this. Doesn't look bad, it looks good, but as far as the clear goes, there is absolutely no transition where I sprayed the clear and blended it even after polishing it. Okay, and guess what, 5 years from now it's going to look just like this. In 10 years or so, when it's in the sun all the time, the whole clear is going to probably start to fail, and maybe at that point you might see it, maybe. And even that, I want to say probably not. But anyway, this is what we're going for. We're not going for a perfect, no orange peel at all finish. I just want it nice and shiny. So that's what we're going to do. And yeah, it'll look like a factory looking paint job on this truck, because they did have a gold color on these, and the brown just, honestly, I don't like the brown, so that's why I went with this gold. The jams are still brown. The inside of the truck still has brown stuff, and it has the gold seats. It kind of works together though with this color. I just shot the jam. I didn't shoot the jams. A lot of masking to shoot the jams on this, and I don't know if it's really worth the effort. But anyway, you guys who are skeptical about blending clear coat, there it is. Really no issue. I can see again, see my little bit of blend in the color, and it's because this is mottled. That is not as much. Again, because I sprayed it. It's a tough color to spray, and in addition to going over it a little too early with the way too early actually with the clear, and it just, and that's the whole reason we're buffing this, because it's actually kind of dull. Not because this clear dies back, it's because it's soaked in to the single stage urethane, and when I was spraying the clear I had to like load it on, and when you load it on really heavy like that, it'll start to orange peel. So it, you know, I couldn't just go over it with clear. I had to kind of spray into the other stuff. It's like if you, with some clears, like if you wait too long on your drying time, you'll get orange peel. Okay, this clear doesn't do that either. Well, I don't know. I guess it probably could if you really screwed up, but it doesn't really. It gives you more longer. It closes up fast. Okay, in other words, it closes up to where dust doesn't stand in it, but when you go to respray it, it remelts. So the base of this Kirker is kind of like that too. It does the same thing. So they were kind of related, even though they're not the same companies or anything else. So again, this Kirker base is pretty good stuff. It's not bad. It's good, cheap stuff. We're going to do another truck coming up probably December. So you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'm going to do that one. It's a maroon, deep maroon red color. So yeah, if you want to see if it's worthy of anything, that's a $1,200 base coat on that truck, on a little Toyota's pickup that I'm going to do. It's a $1,200 color if I buy a regular base coat, and this stuff is $130, I think, for that color. So we will see how it does on that, and I'm sure I can get it to come out even better, especially after I've done it once, right? So this is what we're looking at. That's what we're going to do. You guys can watch along. We'll do some more of this, and we'll see how this looks when it's all done. It's going to look really nice. Or if you want to skip ahead and just look at the results, that's fine too. Maybe you're just kind of checking out the Kirker stuff. And Refinish Depot Clear is what I got on here. Really good stuff they have. It's called Euro Clear. It buffs really nice. I mean, look, I buffed this out pretty quickly, and I didn't even sand out all the orange peel, and it looks super smooth. I mean, I didn't sand in here at all. I'm not gonna. I mean, I could. I don't really want to. I'm just gonna sand the top surfaces and then give it the kind of look like it's buffed to look, and we'll go from there, guys. I'll talk to you later. All right, so one more thing I want to show. Some of you people go, well, you can see sanding scratches in it. I'm trying to get you guys up close. There is no sanding scratches. There's model from what we know we've talked about, but there is no signs of sanding scratches. And people go, well, after a month it shrinks down. Okay, I've already done this. No, it does not show up. You might see a couple little things in the finish, but you aren't going to see the grain in the metallics. Okay, I've done it many times, prepped with 220, and no. So anyway, that question's answered. All right, let's take a look at what we've got here after a bit of polishing and all that. So we'll come up and take a look here. Yeah, it looks nice. I mean, it's not perfect looking, that's for sure, but it looks nice and shiny. Really hard to polish this color, man. You can't see whether you're seeing scratches or model or whatever, but yeah, it's good enough. I'm not looking, again, not looking for perfection in any means at all. It just looks a lot better than it did. Let's look inside the bed here. I got a little mist right there from cleaning. Inside the bed, it looks good. You know, it just looks clean. Tailgate's not dented anymore. The dent's out of the side. So yeah, it looks like something I would drive for sure. It looks really nice, actually. I still got tape on the back window. I'll show you guys the inside too. I still got to clean this. Look, the primer. I got tape in the back window. The rubber was not holding anymore, so put some silicone to hold it together. Some black silicone. The inside cleaned up pretty good. I still got to do this jam here, I think. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't care. Just at this point, I think it's ready to send. Tell me what you guys think. Would you drive it? Would you drive this? I would. I would be totally happy driving that. I think it looks better than the brown. Your comments on that too. Some guys aren't going to like the gold. Some guys will love the gold. But I think it just looks nicer looking than the drab brown that it was. It just looks so dead. And again, I just left the jams, if you noticed that, when I had the door open. And it gives it like a nice, clean, new, fresh look. Yeah. So that's it, guys. I put these little things back on. Side molding. Should I put side moldings on it again? You know, you can get them for like, they come in a roll. And what you do is you cut them with a cutoff wheel. Okay. And then you fit them on each section. And they have like the exact same stuff. I don't know. I think it looks fine the way it is. It's like $23, something like that, for a roll of it. Or, you know, they sell the ones that are pre-cut for like $300. Yeah, I think I'd do the $100 stuff. It's the same thing. It's just, you just cut it with a cutoff wheel, and then you take a grinder and you grind the edges to make it look like the original ones were. And they're probably not even original anyway. Maybe they put them on the dealer. I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, I put a new bumper cover on here. This is polish on here. I have to paint that out. I don't know. But put a new bumper cover thing on. They were like $42. It was all shot. Tailgate opens and shuts nice now compared to how it did. And it just looks like a nice brand new clean truck. You know, look how much new trucks are. This thing's got 80,000 miles on it, 81,000 miles. And so it's going to be a good service truck for somebody. Anyway, that's it for this, guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see your comments on this.